Welcome to North Georgia News Now. I'm Kate Sutherland. Coming up in local news, a Calhoun man has been arrested for the murder of a Bartow County teen that took place in Murray County over the weekend, and investigators are asking for tips. Dalton Recreation Facilities have been named in honor of Hank Anderson. I'll fill you in on some area closings ahead of Labor Day, and I'll introduce the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia's Pets of the Week. It's state news and WDNN's community calendar, but first, here's your local weather.
Today's local weather is brought to you by Build Well Bake.
Welcome back to North Georgia News Now. Let's start things out with an investigation that is still active and open. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation, or GBI, and the Murray County Sheriff's Office arrested and charged Anthony Wilkinson, age 25, of Calhoun, with aggravated assault and felony murder on Sunday, August 25th, for the shooting and death of Jeffrey Tyler Ray, age 18, of Rydell, Georgia. On Sunday, the GBI was requested by the Murray County Sheriff's Office in reference to a shooting that had occurred at an outdoor party taking place at a home off of Sexton Road in Resaca. Murray County deputies responded to the shooting and discovered that Ray had been shot. He was taken to a local hospital where he later died from his injuries. Another victim was shot in the face and was treated for his injuries. Ray's body was taken to the GBI Medical Examiner's office where an autopsy will be performed. This investigation is active and ongoing. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the GBI Regional Investigative Office in Calhoun at 706-624-1424. Anonymous tips can also be submitted by calling 1-800-597-TIPS, 8477, online at gbi.georgia.gov/sub MIT tips-online, or by downloading the See Something, Send Something mobile app. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families affected by this tragic event. In other local news, the City of Dalton dedicated the recreation facilities at the Matt Gaston Community Center in honor of Henry Hank Anderson III with a ceremony recently. Anderson was an instrumental and influential member of Dalton's Park and Recreation Department in the 1950s and 1960s. Anderson graduated from Allen College in Columbia, South Carolina, now Allen University, with a degree in recreation management. And in 1952, he was recruited to come to Dalton to work for the Parks and Recreation Department by John Davis. When he arrived, he started free programs in baseball, football, and basketball for Dalton youth, and also instituted swimming lessons and family swimming events at the city's pool. He was key in organizing funding for the construction of the first community center and upgrading numerous parks facilities. He was a tireless advocate for kids in the Emory Street area, and during this time in Dalton, the number of students from Emory Street moving on to college tripled. Anderson encouraged kids to look to broaden their horizons. After leaving Dalton, Anderson continued his career as director of the Parks Department in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. The legacy he left behind in Dalton with the lives he touched and the departments he helped to build is still growing today. During the ceremony, it was remembered that Anderson used to signal curfew by turning lights on and off at the baseball field, a reminder that it was time for kids to head home. Thanks to what Anderson helped to build here, the lights never stay off for long. City of Dalton officials are proud that his name will now be associated with the Dalton Parks and Recreation Department for many more years to come. Here are some area closings that you'll want to be aware of headed into Labor Day weekend. The City of Dalton's administrative offices and non-emergency services will be closed Monday, September 2nd in observance of the Labor Day holiday. There will be no garbage, recycling, or rubbish collections that day. Residents who typically have their garbage and recycling collected on Monday will instead be served on Tuesday, September 3rd. All of the collections will take place on their typical day. The mayor and city council meeting that would ordinarily take place on Monday will instead happen on Tuesday, September 3rd at 6 p.m. The business offices for Dalton Utilities and OptiLink will be closed Monday. Regular business hours will resume Tuesday, September 3rd at 8 a.m. 4 Dalton Whitfield Solid Waste Authority facilities will be closed Monday, September 2nd in observance of Labor Day holiday. Locations include the Old Dixie Landfill and Convenience Center, McHugh Chapel Convenience Center, Westside Convenience Center, and the MLK Convenience Center. All locations will reopen on Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. For more information, visit dwswa.org or call 706-277-2545. Now it's time to meet the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia's Pets of the Week. Chip and Dale are very playful boys who are about a year old. Dale looks like a beagle and retriever mix, while Dale appears to be a terrier and labor mix. They are medium-sized dogs at 23 pounds each and will probably not get any bigger. They get along well with other dogs and would make great family pets. The Humane Society of Northwest Georgia is open for tours and adoptions on Fridays from 3 to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 1210 Veterans Drive in Dalton. You can go to hsnwga.org to apply for a dog or cat or to fill out an online application to volunteer. When we come back from break, we'll get into some state news, including Governor Brian Kemp is participating in fundraising events for Donald Trump. Georgia ranks among the top 20 best destinations for thrill seekers. And along the same vein, Georgia has 3 new state skydiving records thanks to a team of brave women who believe the sky's the limit. Now they're hoping for an amazing feat to bring spotlight to the sport and inspire others to reach for the stars. But first, here are the obituaries. Welcome back. Turning stateside, on Thursday, Governor Brian Kemp participated in a Georgia fundraiser for former President Trump, bringing in campaign funds for the GOP presidential nominee as the two men looked to tone down their lengthy feud. Kemp, who appeared alongside Georgia's First Lady Marty Kemp, co-headlined the event in Atlanta with former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. The reception came as the former president offered praise for Brian Kemp's following the governor's appearance on Sean Hannity's Fox News show last week. Kemp, during the interview, said that the focus needed to be on re-electing Trump, adding that Republicans need to retake the Senate to hold on to the House. Following the TV hit, Trump thanked Kemp. On Truth Social, Trump added that a win in Georgia is so important to the success of the Republican Party and to our country. He said he looks forward to working with Kemp, his team, and all of his friends in Georgia to help make America great again. The former president has had a tense relationship with Kemp since the 2020 election, when Trump barely lost Georgia to President Biden. In the weeks following the defeat, he applied pressure on Kemp and the Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to challenge the outcome, and their relationship has stayed fractured since. In 2022, Trump supported Kemp's primary challenger, but the governor won re-election by a wider margin than in 2018. Kemp told CNN in late June that he did not vote for Trump in the Georgia presidential primary in late May. Earlier this month, the former president went after Kemp during a rally in Atlanta. The move made some Republicans question why Trump was not focusing more on Vice President Harris, who by that point had ascended to the top of the Democratic ticket. Georgia will be a key battleground state in the 2024 presidential election. In 2020, Biden won Georgia by fewer than 12,000 votes. A Decision Desk HQ average of polls of our state has Trump leading Harris by almost 3 percentage points. Decision Desk HQ is a leading provider of real-time election results, race calls, and data. Up next, new data from a recent study reveals that Georgia ranks in the top 20 best destinations for adrenaline junkies. Whether it is at the height of summer, the end of fall, or the beginning of spring, for thrill seekers, there is always an exciting adventure to be had, especially in a country as big as America. In recent years, multiple studies suggested that the U.S. is one of the world's thrill-seeking capitals, responsible for 14% of global adventure tourism in 2019. With iconic spots like Universal Studios for theme park lovers, the Rocky Mountains and the Sierra Nevada for mountain adventurers, and the Great Lakes and Lake Tahoe for water sports, Europe's leading marketplace for high-value pre-owned bikes or bicycles have compiled as a list of the best destinations for thrill seekers to visit this year. The folks at bicycles.com analyzed various thrill-seeking factors, including the number of hiking trails, climbing routes, amusement parks, and skydiving centers. Additionally, they considered several cycling factors, such as the length of bike paths and mountain bike routes, to identify the best adventure cycling locations to explore. Coming in at number 1 was California, followed by Florida, New York, Colorado, and Washington. Georgia ranked 18 out of our 50 states. Not too shabby, Georgia. In more state news, Georgia has 3 new state skydiving records thanks to a 12-member team of brave women who believe that the sky's the limit. Now they hope their amazing feat will spotlight the sport and inspire others to reach for the stars. There's no one way to describe the feeling you get when you deliberately jump out of an airplane and plummet toward the ground with nothing but the air and your courage between you and the earth. Some would call it crazy for doing it even wanting to. For others, it's a way of life. Tiffany Becker, a skydiver and instructor, started skydiving in 2008. She did a tandem skydive with her sister. That's where you're attached to the instructor the whole time and the instructor does all the work for you. After that initial experience, Becker was hooked. Becker, along with Katia Cart, Elizabeth Donatucci, and Carly Muha, are 4 members of an all-female group who broke not only one state record, but set 2 others at Skydive Monroe on Saturday, August 12th. The women all had varying levels of experience and were only able to get 1 day of practice, which was the day before the official jumps. Adding to the stress, some of the group didn't even know each other. When it was all said and done, the ladies set new records in 3 areas: the female skydiving large formation, the sequential large formation, the full break sequential formation. All of them were recorded officially by the U.S. Parachute Association. Still sitting on Cloud 9, the high-flying ladies aren't stopping there. They hope their amazing students among the clouds will inspire other women to shoot for the stars. Muha is quoted as saying that anything is possible. Anything you set your mind to, you can achieve as long as you have the confidence. She hopes more people learn good things about the sport and more females join and set more records. What an inspirational story. When we return, we'll present WDNN's community calendar. Stay with us. Welcome back to North Georgia News Now. Here are some things going on in the area. Hope Spur for Mental Help will host the 2nd annual Wind Therapy Ride to Prevent Suicide on this Saturday, August 34th, with a meetup at Mountain Creek Harley-Davidson in Dalton at 10:30 a.m. A blessing of the bikes will take place at 11:15 a.m. See plenty of cool bikes, Jeeps, and classic cars. At the after party, it will include raffles, an auction, live music, and vendors. Everything is kid-friendly until 8 p.m. Are you feeling lucky? Join Dalton Ghost Tours on Friday, September 13th for a special Friday the 13th Ghost Walk starting at 8 p.m. Embark on a 90-minute exploration of Dalton's legendary past and haunted history with WDNN's own Connie Hall Scott, the author of Haunted Dalton, Georgia. Start Point is directly across the street from the historic Wink Theater on West Crawford Street downtown. Tickets are priced at $20 for adults, $10 for kids up to age 12. Kids under 10 attend for free. For more information, visit Dalton Ghost Tours on Facebook or Instagram or call 706-809-0518. Autographed copies of Haunted Dalton, Georgia will be available for purchase. Dalton's 2nd annual Falloween's Giving is set for Saturday, September 21st from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Burr Performing Arts Center. Expect an awesome, fun-filled day with crafts, artists, and food vendors, plenty of sweets, activities, and music. The North Georgia Fried Pickle Festival is coming to the North Georgia Fairgrounds on October 5th and 6th. Shop from over 175 craft and commercial vendors. Enjoy a variety of food, including pickles, a petting zoo, pony rides, inflatables, trackless train rides, face painting, games, entertainment, and more. Special guests include Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel, and Turtle Man live action. Admission is $5 and parking is free. Georgia's Apple Festival is set for October 12th, 13th, 19th, and 20th. For 53 fun-filled years, the Georgia Apple Festival has brought two exciting weekends in October. Ellijay and East Ellijay host hundreds of vendors with handmade, handcrafted items, on-site demonstrations, live music, and delicious fair food. The festival is named after the ripening apples that you can find all over the area at local orchards. Despite its growth from a small arts and crafts show to the 4-day event that it has become, the Georgia Apple Festival continues to be a big show with a small-town feel. The festival is held at the Ellijay Lions Club Fairgrounds at 1729 South Main Street in Ellijay. WDNN TV's long-time-running, highly anticipated program, Football Friday, continues this week. Hosted live by Chris Owens and Jason Patterson, Football Friday airs on Friday nights at 11 p.m. and will keep you informed on what happened on football fields all over the area, including Dalton High School, Northwest Whitfield High School, Coahulla Creek, Christian Heritage, Ringgold High School, Southeast Whitfield High School, North Murray High School, and Murray County High School. It's a fun-filled, action-packed hour of highlights and commentary that re-airs on Saturdays at 10 a.m. only on North Georgia Television's WDNN TV. You can also watch live on YouTube and Facebook. You can also watch on Roku by adding the North Georgia Television app for free. Be sure to tune in. If you'd like to include your event in WDNN's TV community calendar, send an email to info@wdnntv.com with event in the subject line. Be sure to follow WDNN TV on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. See you soon.